So this video represents my process for making a pattern. So I start with the colors. Typically, those are going to come from whoever I'm making it for. And then on this one, I wanted to do like fall colors. So I have, for this, it's important that the black is actually representing brown. So I want to do fall colors with red, orange, yellow, black, and green. So I started with this with a flat edge on a bracelet. Each square on the grid paper represents one seed bead. And then I started to color in to see where I wanted my beads to lie. So on this bracelet, I didn't like the way the flat edge looked. And I also didn't like how clustered the colors were together. So next I went to this style where I would split the colors with a row of brown beads. So every other row would be brown at least. And that would split my colors up so it wouldn't look so cluttered. And I was doing like a V shape. So that was another issue. I continued with this 8 wide, so an even number, which only left me 2. I decided I didn't like the flat end, so I started to do a tapered end. Then I went to this design where I'm breaking apart the red and the green, because the red and the green next to each other to me looks more like Christmas colors. So I did yellow, then red, then orange, then green, so that the red and the green wouldn't be next to each other. At this point, I'm still at 8 wide. So then after I decided that I wanted to do tapered, I decided to do 7 wide, so 7 seed beads wide. These are the 11O seed beads, by the way. And I wanted to work in where I'd have little groups of color and groups of brown. But I didn't want it to be like every other row. So I didn't want to do like yellow, then 2 brown, then orange, then 2 brown, because then I would have a lot of brown and I would drown out my colors. So what I decided to do was go down to 7 beads so I'd have a single point for the end, with at least every other one being brown and keeping the red and the green apart. So next I went to this style. I'll zoom out a little bit. And I decided to do yellow, 2 brown, red, 1 brown, 2 orange. So I'm going to have, it's 1, then 2, then 1, 1, 2. I ran out of room on this page. I drew out the entire length up until the point where I would have to repeat. So that's this page. Then 1, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 1, then 2. And I do that pattern all the way. And you're going to do that. So you're going to have 2 of each color at some point, 2 rows in the arrow next to each other that are the same color. So here I have 2 brown, 2 orange, and then brown is going to be every other one. So it's going to be brown, orange, brown, red, brown, yellow, brown, green, brown, and so on. And eventually you're going to get back to where you repeat if you need to make it the length that you need to use. And I also measured this taper as about 1/4 of an inch because I need to have a specific length. And the clasp, in my experience, usually measures about 1/2 an inch. So I have 1/4 inch on each end for my taper and then 1/2 an inch clasp. So you have 1 inch built in with that taper on each end and the clasp in the middle on the back. So then for the middle, I just have to measure from the point till I'm halfway minus the 1/2 an inch. So for me, I want to make this a 7-inch bracelet. So I need to have at least 3 1/4 inches for each half, including the taper. And that put me here. And I'm also using the same pattern for the loop. That's not colored in yet, but it's got Y for yellow, B for brown, R for red, B for brown, O for orange, B for brown, G for green, B for brown. And it'll depend on how long the loop needs to be, how much of this pattern that I'll use. Wherever I end it, it'll be whatever color, will just be a single bead on the end. And we're going to connect. This yellow actually represents one of the 2 ends, this yellow. And so I drew out my centerpiece because I'm ending right here on this line I'll basically want my other half to be a mirror image of this half. So I can either work in reverse from here back to make the other half, or I can draw this little pattern and repeat in the pattern so that I know where I'm at in the repeat process for the other half. And then also, as I learn things, I'll write stuff on there. Like, I only left about 4 inches on this end, and it wasn't enough to do my taper and to connect my part of the clasp. So either the loop or the start of the toggle. I wrote a note that I should leave 10 inches. So that's how I do it. I hope this helps. There are some jewelry tutorials and other jewelry related videos on my channel, including a playlist of my jewelry tutorials. Thanks for watching.